Ever find yourself just like completely in awe of like the simplest things?
Yeah, all the time, actually.
Like today I was making some cookies
Okay.
and I don't know, I was just staring at the numbers in the recipe
Uh-huh.
and I don't know, I just thought like, wow, without numbers this would be impossible.
It would be, I mean, how would you even, like,
Right.
know what temperature to bake them at?
Or how long, or
Yeah, exactly.
how many cookies you're going to make, or
Right.
it's just like, it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, actually.
Oh, perfect.
We're going on a deep dive into the origin of numbers. Like, not just the concept, like the idea of numbers,
Yeah.
but like the actual symbols we use, like 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so like when did people first start using those? I mean,
Well, that's a great question, and
Yeah.
our main source for this deep dive is going to be an ancient Chinese myth.
oh, cool.
And it's a really interesting story. It's both captivating and kind of insightful at the same time.
Oh, wow. I'm intrigued. All right, so let's hear it.
So picture this, right? It's a time before numbers existed.
Yeah.
Things were just pure chaos. I mean, can you imagine like trying to trade something without a system of value or
Yeah.
trying to plan a harvest or even just like keep track of anything?
I mean, it would be a nightmare.
It would be an absolute nightmare. It'd be
Okay.
almost impossible to get anything done.
Right, and that's where this story comes in, right?
Exactly. So in this world of chaos, there was this divine figure
Okay.
named Lishou,
Lishou. Okay.
and he's got this unique trait, you could say.
What's that?
Well, he had these glowing symbols on his head.
What?
I know it sounds crazy,
Glowing symbols.
but yeah, they would actually like light up whenever he was thinking.
That's odd.
Can you imagine? Like,
That would be so cool.
you could like literally see what someone was thinking. I mean,
You'd know if they were lying.
exactly.
Right.
Right. No more poker face.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
But anyway, so Lishou is not just some like show off with a light show on his head.
Okay.
He's actually really compassionate.
Hmm.
And he sees all these humans struggling, with this chaos.
Yeah.
And he decides to do something about it.
Oh, wow. So he's kind of like a superhero in a way.
Yeah, kind of like a math superhero.
Yeah.
So he takes a huge risk and leaves the heavens to share his knowledge with humans.
Wow. And how does he do that? I mean, does he have like a big announcement or something?
It's even more dramatic than that. He reveals the first 9 numbers by literally plucking them.
What?
Yeah, he plucks these glowing symbols right off of his head.
Oh my God.
I know, it's like something straight out of a movie.
So like it's like a magic trick, but with real world consequences?
Exactly. It's like the ultimate magic trick.
Wow. And how did that change things? I mean, I'm assuming it was pretty significant.
It was huge. I mean, think about it. Before Lishou, there was no way to like set fair prices
Right.
or keep track of how much stuff you had.
Huh.
But with his numbers, suddenly all of that became possible.
So it really did revolutionize everything.
It did. People could track inventory. They could calculate profits,
Yeah.
It revolutionized agriculture. Craftsmen could make things with like way more precision.
That's amazing. It's like numbers unlocked all this potential that was just dormant before.
It's like they provided this like framework for understanding and organizing the world.
Right, right.
And speaking of unlocking potential, that's where zero comes in.
Zero. Okay, now I'm really curious. What's so special about a symbol for nothing?
Well, before zero, people didn't really think of nothing as like a quantity. But once they had a symbol for it,
Yeah.
it opened up a whole new world of mathematical possibilities.
Like what?
Well, for example, it paved the way for place value systems.
No.
Like how the same digit can represent different values depending on its position in a number,
Right.
like the 1 in 10 versus the 1 in 100.
Oh, I see.
And that eventually led to like all sorts of advanced math.
So basically we can thank zero for calculus.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to do calculus with Roman numerals?
Oh my gosh, no, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it would be a total headache.
So Lishou basically gave humanity the ultimate gift.
He really did, but there's actually like a bit of a twist to the story.
Oh, what's that?
Well, the Jade Emperor, he's like the big boss of the heavens. He gave Lishou a time limit for teaching humanity about numbers.
Oh, wow. So like a deadline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes you wonder, did Lishou have enough time? Did he get to teach everyone everything?
Yeah, I mean, did some people like resist learning this new system?
It's possible, right? Change can be hard for people even when it's for the better.
That's true.
And it really speaks to Lishou's dedication that he chose to stay on Earth even after his task was complete.
Oh, wow. So he didn't just like drop off the numbers and run back to the heaven.
No, he stuck around to make sure that people really understood them and how to use them.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have just gone back and been like, all right, you're on your own.
Right. But he was clearly committed to helping humanity progress.
So he was more than just a math superhero. He was like a math teacher, too.
Exactly. And his impact was so profound that the story actually refers to these numerals as Lishou numbers.
Wow, so they were named after him.
Yeah, pretty cool, right? And there's one more little detail I have to tell you.
Okay.
After Lishou died, he became a constellation.
What, really?
Yeah, so he's up there in the sky forever reminding people where numbers came from.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So
Yeah.
next time I'm looking at the stars, I'll have to try and find them.
Yeah, me too. You know, it's amazing to think that one of those twinkling lights could represent the figure who gave us, like, the tools to understand the universe.
It really is.
It is.
Just goes to show you how powerful numbers are. I mean, they're not just abstract symbols.
Right.
They're like the foundation for so much of what we know and what we do.
Exactly, like from baking cookies to exploring space.
Exactly.
Okay.
Numbers are essential.
So the next time I'm struggling with, like, a math problem, I'm going to think of Lishou and his glowing head.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a funny image.
But it's a good reminder that math can be magical.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that something that seems so simple and commonplace can actually have like a really profound origin story.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what other everyday things have, like, these hidden depths.
Right. Like what about language or music or art?
Exactly. Like, what are their origin stories?
That's a great question for our listeners to ponder.
Yeah, and maybe it'll inspire them to go on their own deep dives.
Exactly. You never know what amazing stories you might uncover.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am feeling much more appreciative of numbers now.
Me too. It's definitely given me a new perspective.
Thanks for taking us on this deep dive.
My pleasure. It was fun.
All right, well, until next time, keep those brains buzzing and those numbers crunching.
And keep looking up at the stars. You never know what you might find.
Exactly.